Could Martin Zubimendi and Ronald Araujo be the game changers Arsenal needs to push for the Premier League title and make a serious run in Europe? With top clubs like Liverpool, Manchester City, and Juventus circling, the Gunners have positioned themselves as strong contenders to secure two of Europe's brightest talents. But what does this mean for the future of Arsenal? Let's dive into why these potential signings are so crucial for Arteta's squad and what they could bring to the table. Arsenal's transfer plans are heating up, and the latest rumor could be one that changes the club's fortunes next season. Reports have surfaced suggesting that the Gunners are on the brink of securing a deal for one of Europe's top midfield talents, Martin Zubimendi, to join them in the summer. After a season where Arsenal has shown they're capable of challenging for titles, adding Zubimendi would only strengthen their push for the Premier League, Champions League, and beyond. With midfield being one of the most competitive and crucial areas of the pitch, securing a player like Zubimendi is a clear statement that Arsenal are not just looking to improve, but are aiming to build a team that can dominate for years to come. But who is Martin Zubimendi, and why are top clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City so keen on bringing him to their ranks? Let's break down what we know and what this potential signing could mean for Arsenal's long-term plans. Martin Zubimendi is not just any midfielder. He's one of the brightest young talents to emerge from Spain in recent years. At 24, Zubimendi has already made a name for himself as a vital cog in Real Sociedad's engine, showcasing maturity and technical brilliance that you don't often see from players of his age. A product of Sociedad's famed youth system, Zubimendi rose through the ranks and quickly established himself as one of La Liga's most impressive midfielders. His playing style is versatile and intelligent. He's not just a defensive midfielder, but a player who can dictate play, break up opposition attacks, and even push forward when required. Zubimendi's vision, passing range, and ability to control tempo have made him a standout performer in both domestic and international competitions. In La Liga, he's often been compared to the likes of Sergio Busquets, with his calmness under pressure and composure on the ball. For a player still in his early 20s, his ability to read the game and adapt to different styles is remarkable. Zubimendi isn't just about keeping possession. He's about making sure the ball is always moving in the right direction, whether it's a quick pass to start a counter or a measured long ball to unlock an opponent's defense. For Arsenal, bringing in a player with this level of maturity and tactical intelligence would add a whole new dimension to their midfield, making them even more formidable in the years to come. But what's made him such a sought-after player? And why are top clubs like Arsenal pushing so hard to sign him? Over the past few years, Martin Zubimendi's stock has skyrocketed. His performances for Real Sociedad have not only caught the eye of Spanish clubs, but have seen major European sides sitting up and taking notice. The most notable interest came last summer when Liverpool were heavily linked with a move for the midfielder. In fact, it was widely reported that the Reds were ready to activate his release clause, which would have allowed them to sign him for a fixed fee. The whispers around Anfield were that Zubimendi was already convinced to make the switch to Merseyside, with many believing it was only a matter of time before the deal was done. However, despite all the buzz, Zubimendi ultimately chose to remain at Real Sociedad for at least one more season. This decision stunned many, given how close the move seemed to be, but it also opened the door for other clubs, including Arsenal, to swoop in. Zubimendi's decision to stay at Sociedad has only made him more of a prize target, and with the growing realization that the midfielder would likely move in the near future, Arsenal's interest has been intensifying. This year, the Gunners have made it clear that they see Zubimendi as a key target, and they're now in active discussions to secure his signature. What's clear is that Arsenal are no longer just hoping for a player of his caliber. They're aggressively pursuing him. In addition to Arsenal, top clubs like Manchester City have reportedly been monitoring Zubimendi's situation, though it appears that Arsenal have now positioned themselves as the front-runners for his signature. The fact that Liverpool's interest last summer didn't materialize could have been a blessing in disguise for Arsenal, who are looking to add a player capable of playing a central role in their midfield for years to come. For Arsenal, pursuing Martin Zubimendi isn't just about adding depth to their midfield. It's a long-term strategic move that aligns with their growing ambitions. Over the last few years, Mikel Arteta has worked tirelessly to transform Arsenal into a team capable of competing for the biggest trophies in football. The Gunners have already strengthened their squad with top-quality players like Declan Rice and Gabriel, and the addition of Zubimendi would be another piece in that puzzle. Why Zubimendi, though? Well, Arsenal's midfield has become one of the most dynamic in the league, with Rice adding steel and Odegaard bringing flair and creativity. But Zubimendi is the type of player who can tie it all together. His ability to control the tempo of a game and break up opposition attacks would complement Rice's more defensive role, while allowing Odegaard the freedom to roam and create chances further forward. It's the kind of midfield balance that Arteta has been working towards, a midfield that's tough to break down, while also being capable of launching rapid counterattacks and maintaining possession when needed. Reports suggest that Arsenal have already opened negotiations with Real Sociedad, and things are progressing well. Zubimendi is reportedly interested in the move and views it as an ideal next step in his career. For Arsenal, this represents a rare opportunity to secure a player who not only improves their squad immediately, but also adds to their long-term prospects. If they can land Zubimendi, they'll have one of the brightest young midfielders in Europe, and he'll be a key part of their evolution into a team capable of winning the biggest trophies in world football. While Arsenal's pursuit of Zubimendi is moving forward, Real Sociedad is not making it easy. Losing a player of Zubimendi's caliber would be a massive blow for the Spanish club, and understandably, they are reluctant to let him go. However, there are reports suggesting that Sociedad is prepared to let him leave this summer, provided they are given enough time to find a suitable replacement. The Spanish club has made it clear that they aren't willing to part with Zubimendi on the cheap, and Arsenal's willingness to meet his release clause would make the transfer more likely. However, Sociedad knows that Zubimendi's departure would leave a significant hole in their midfield, so they are already working behind the scenes to identify potential replacements. For Arsenal, this could be an opportunity to strike a deal that benefits both parties, giving Sociedad the time they need to find a replacement while ensuring that Zubimendi can start his journey at the Emirates come the summer. What's interesting here is how much Sociedad have relied on Zubimendi in recent seasons. He's been one of their best players, and his leadership and composure have made him a central figure in their midfield. It's clear that Real Sociedad would rather keep him, but with Zubimendi set on taking the next step in his career, the writing seems to be on the wall for a summer move. If the deal goes through, Zubimendi would be a major asset for Arsenal. His playing style is one that could mesh perfectly with the Gunners' approach to the game. Whether it's breaking up play, dictating tempo, or making the key pass to launch a counterattack, Zubimendi has the skill set to fit into Mikel Arteta's system seamlessly. His defensive capabilities make him an ideal partner for Declan Rice, while his vision and passing range would allow Odegaard to focus on creating chances further up the pitch. Zubimendi's versatility also means he could adapt to multiple roles in midfield. He could sit deep as a defensive midfielder, control the game in the middle of the park, or even push forward into attacking positions when needed. This makes him an incredibly valuable option for Arteta, especially during the busy periods of the season when rotation becomes key. Moreover, Zubimendi's maturity and experience in big games, both domestically and on the European stage, will only help Arsenal's push for titles. Having a player like Zubimendi in the squad would also give Arsenal more tactical flexibility. His intelligence on and off the ball allows Arteta to experiment with different formations, knowing that Zubimendi can contribute in multiple ways. It would be a massive boost to the squad's overall depth and quality, particularly for a club with aspirations of challenging for both Premier League and Champions League titles. Adding Zubimendi to the squad would not just be a boost to Arsenal's midfield, it could be the missing piece in their title ambitions. With a squad already packed with talent, Zubimendi's arrival would take the Gunners to the next level, giving them the depth and quality needed to challenge for the Premier League and make a real impact in the Champions League. The Premier League race is as competitive as ever, with Manchester City looking as strong as ever, and other clubs also investing heavily in their squads. Arsenal knows they need to keep improving to maintain their position at the top of the table, and Zubimendi's addition would help them stay competitive for the long haul. His experience in Europe also adds another layer of readiness for the challenges of the Champions League, where Arsenal aims to make deep runs in the tournament. Zubimendi's arrival would not only bolster Arsenal's midfield, but also provide the tactical flexibility that could make the difference in crucial games. Whether it's a tough away match in the Premier League or a high-stakes Champions League clash. Having someone with Zubimendi's skill set and mentality would make Arsenal even more difficult to break down and even more dangerous going forward. As things stand, the deal for Martin Zubimendi seems poised to happen, and it's exciting to think about what this could mean for Arsenal's future. With Arsenal building a squad capable of challenging for the biggest trophies, securing Zubimendi would be a major step forward. He has all the qualities needed to become a central figure in Arteta's midfield for years to come, and his addition would help propel the Gunners into the upper echelons of European football. Of course, there's always the chance that other clubs could come in and hijack the deal, but Arsenal seems to have positioned themselves well for this transfer. Fans will be eagerly waiting to see how this one develops, as it could be the start of a new era for the Gunners. The transfer market never fails to generate excitement, especially when a club like Arsenal is involved. In recent weeks, the Gunners have been linked with a big move for one of Europe's brightest defensive talents, Ronald Araujo. The Uruguayan centre-back has caught the eye of several top clubs, and now, it's not just the usual suspects interested in securing his services. Arsenal are very much in the mix. What makes this transfer particularly intriguing is that Juventus have also shown strong interest, pushing Arsenal to act quickly and decisively. Araujo has been a standout performer for Barcelona over the past few seasons, showcasing his solid defensive skills and commanding physical presence. With his contract situation up in the air and his future uncertain, it seems Arsenal are positioning themselves to make a move. This is a player that Mikel Arteta has reportedly been watching closely, and the potential arrival of Araujo could be a game-changer for the Gunners. With Arsenal's growing ambitions to compete at the highest level, this is the kind of signing that could strengthen their defense and boost their chances of a strong finish to the season. So who exactly is Ronald Araujo, and why are top clubs like Arsenal and Juventus so keen on him? The 24-year-old Uruguayan defender has quickly established himself as one of La Liga's most promising talents. Araujo first broke into Barcelona's first team in the 2020-2021 season and quickly became a fan favorite with his no-nonsense style of defending. What sets him apart from many defenders his age is his combination of physicality and intelligence. Araujo stands at an imposing 6 feet 4 inches, giving him a significant advantage in aerial duels, and his strength allows him to win challenges against even the most formidable attackers. But what truly makes Araujo special is his ability to read the game. Whether it's intercepting passes, positioning himself well to block shots, or snuffing out counterattacks, Araujo shows maturity beyond his years. He's already been compared to some of the top defenders in Europe, with his performances in La Liga and on the international stage earning him widespread recognition. Given his consistency and high ceiling, it's easy to see why Arsenal are so keen to bring him in, as he would undoubtedly elevate their defensive unit. Despite Araujo's immense talent, his future at Barcelona is now uncertain. Over the past few seasons, Barcelona has gone through significant changes, both in terms of management and player personnel. While Araujo has had his fair share of standout moments, he's also found himself sidelined due to injuries. Furthermore, Barcelona's defensive line has become increasingly crowded, with several new faces arriving at the club. For a player like Araujo, who thrives on playing regular minutes, this situation has made his role at Barcelona less certain. Compounding this issue is Barcelona's ongoing financial struggles, which could force the club to make difficult decisions about player sales. Although Araujo is highly valued at the club, Barcelona may be willing to entertain offers if the right price comes along. The club's need to balance their books could create an opportunity for clubs like Arsenal to swoop in. The decision to potentially let Araujo go this month speaks to the broader context of Barcelona's situation, both their defensive depth and their financial concerns. For Araujo, the prospect of securing more consistent playing time elsewhere could be too tempting to resist. Arsenal's interest in Araujo goes beyond just scouting a talented player. It's part of a broader strategy to build a defense that can compete for titles in both the Premier League and Europe. Mikel Arteta has built a squad with great depth and quality, but one area that has needed strengthening is the defense. Gabriel Magalhães has been excellent, but Arteta knows that to compete at the very highest level, he needs more depth and versatility at the back. Araujo fits this bill perfectly. The Uruguayan is not just strong in the air and physically dominant, he also has the composure on the ball that Arteta values so much. His ability to progress the ball from the back and his intelligence in organizing the defense would complement Arsenal's attacking style perfectly. Reports indicate that Arteta is particularly excited by Araujo's physical attributes, his power, his ability to dominate in one-on-one duels, and his leadership qualities. Arsenal have reportedly been preparing to make a competitive offer, which would signal their intent to secure Araujo's signature ahead of other suitors. If Arsenal can land him, they would not only be bolstering their defense for the remainder of this season, but also adding a young, dynamic player who could be a fixture in their backline for years to come. Of course, Arsenal aren't the only club interested in Araujo. Juventus have also made their move, and they pose a serious threat in the race to sign the defender. Juventus' reputation as a club that consistently competes at the highest level in both Italy and Europe makes them an attractive destination for any player, especially one as talented as Araujo. Juventus have long been known for their solid defense, and with their financial resources, they are more than capable of matching Arsenal's offer. The allure of joining a club that regularly competes for major trophies could be appealing to Araujo, especially as Barcelona's future remains uncertain. Juventus' defensive depth has been one of their key strengths, and they see Araujo as a player who can continue their tradition of defensive solidity while offering a long-term solution. The competition between Juventus and Arsenal for Araujo could turn into a tense bidding war, with both clubs pushing to secure a deal before the window closes. Juventus' ability to offer a higher salary or more immediate success on the European stage could influence Araujo's decision, making it critical for Arsenal to act swiftly and decisively to fend off their rivals. As with any high-profile transfer, the question of how much Arsenal will have to pay to secure Araujo's services is a big one. Given his potential and the interest from multiple top clubs, the price tag could rise significantly. Barcelona, knowing that Araujo is a key asset, will likely demand a premium for their star defender, and Arsenal may find themselves in a position where they have to stretch their budget to outbid Juventus. However, despite the potentially high cost, the signing of Araujo could prove to be a wise investment for Arsenal. His physical prowess, combined with his tactical intelligence, would significantly improve their defensive options. If Arsenal were to land Araujo, they would be adding one of Europe's brightest defensive talents to a squad already packed with attacking firepower. His presence would bring a sense of stability to the backline, and his leadership qualities could help nurture the next generation of defenders at the club. Araujo would undoubtedly be a crucial addition to a team with top four aspirations in the Premier League and a deep run in European competition. With so much riding on this potential transfer, Arsenal fans are understandably excited about the possibility of Ronald Araujo joining the club. It's clear that the Uruguayan is one of the best young defenders in Europe, and if Arsenal can secure his signature, it would send a clear message about their ambitions moving forward. The competition is fierce, with Juventus also in the race, but Arsenal have the potential to outmaneuver their rivals. The question is, should Arsenal go all in to land Araujo? Do you think he's the right fit for Arteta's plans, or should Arsenal explore other options? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinions on this exciting transfer saga and what Araujo's signing could mean for Arsenal's future.